That's right, the title of this one is Man Sentenced for Flashing Two Young Employees at an Ice Cream Shop. But in the court's eyes, it's called indecent exposure, and that's what the defendant's going in there for today. And guess what? These ain't his only victims. He's been doing this for quite a while. And in Michigan, it says indecent exposure is a misdemeanor that involves exposing intimate body parts in a public or private place. And you know, sometimes it ain't gotta be sexually. It could just be because the person wants to really make you mad. Or it could be funny. Back in the day, believe it or not, flashing used to be kind of popular. You know, young guys wearing the trench coats, running around, a quick flash here and there, and then dip off. But key words, like I said, back in the day, you can't be doing that stuff over here in 2024. And I definitely don't think this old guy's in the business for pranks. If I were to bet at all, it's because he has some kind of evil desires. So let's find out what the courts have in store for this serial flasher. But first, as always, if you're new to the channel and enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is where you want to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Oh my, look at this courtroom here. Be on the lookout for a thorough analysis. That's right, camera's here.
2000, the next matter, Your Honor, involving People versus Robert Kenneth Lynn Scott, files number 2446889FC and 2446890FC. The defendant before the court today for purposes of sentencing with his attorney, Christine Tober. We received a sentencing memorandum from the defense counsel involving scoring of OB 12 at 0. She is correct. There are no within 24 consecutive hour offenses that we have any record of, so we have no objection to that request. Your Honor, this is a very serious case. The defendant stands before the court today with two similar charges involving two similar incidents involving two very young victims. The defendant has been convicted of and treated for these types of offenses previously, and yet here is out in the public doing the same types of behavior, and his victims are becoming younger and younger. We're asking the court to take this very seriously. I know that one of the victims has written a statement that she has provided to the court. I know that I've asked the court if the court had received that, and the court said the court had and had reviewed that. I'm asking the court to take that into significant consideration, as well as his record, and the fact that this behavior just continues to happen amongst our community, and sentence appropriately.
He continues, and his victims become younger and younger. And that seems to be the typical story with individuals with these kind of crimes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Both Mr. Lynn Scott and I have had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report. In addition to that, we did receive a one-page statement regarding case 890, ending in 890. So we have reviewed that also, Your Honor. I did write that sentencing memorandum, and it is in regards to the fact that Mr. Lynn Scott was evaluated and did have some evaluations done. Your Honor, I know that the court has reviewed that information. In regarding that, he would be a positive candidate for probation, Your Honor, and the evaluation stated that he has some insight into the factors that contributed to this particular behavior. He has identified ways that he can address this behavior in the future. He is motivated for treatment, Your Honor.
He's already went to treatment. He ain't learning nothing. They're just feeding the judge all the right words. That's about it.
He's not going to be making a statement, Your Honor, today because he did do a no contest plea, but he did ask that I address the court in regards to he does recognize the pain, the anguish, the emotional distress that he's caused in this particular case. He is very remorseful for that, and he's asking that the court follow the recommendation in the report.
He's remorseful, but he can't even say it himself. He has his attorney do it. No contest or not, it doesn't matter. He can still say something. And then he doesn't even look at the judge at all. This dude knows that he's about to get another slap on the wrist, and he's going to continue to do what he does. I could tell by the look on his face. He ain't worried about nothing.
You're Mr. Linscott?
Yes.
Have you had an adequate opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, I have, sir.
Any additions or corrections that you wish to make?
I'm sorry, sir.
Any additions or corrections that you wish to make?
No, sir.
Anything that you would like to say before sentence is imposed?
That I am sorry and remorseful to this happening, and it will never happen again.
Does that conclude your comments?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. The court had the opportunity also to review the pre-sentence report that was conducted in the Hudsonville District Court a few years ago as a result of misconduct. So in reviewing your record, it appears that you had an indecent exposure conviction in 2015. You're sentenced to probation and jail for 90 days with a 5-day review. It looks like you did the 5 days, so the balance of that jail sentence was suspended, and the discharge was termed a successful probation. In 2020, there was a conviction in Hudsonville, which I just mentioned. You got 30 days in jail. It looks like you only did 1 day in jail at that particular point in time.
Spared
So
once
the balance of
again.
the jail time was suspended. You did 12 months of probation. There was a third and a fourth incident in Hudsonville as well. They were dismissed as part of that agreement back in 2020. So we had at least 4 victims up until that point in time. Now we have 2 separate exposures here involving 2 additional victims here. So we have 6 victims over 10 years.
Wow.
You've completed probation.
Now keep this in mind, these are just the ones that he got caught for. Imagine how many other ones other people didn't even go to the police. So this guy's a fucking menace, flashing his goods all around town. 6 different victims within 10 years. And all he keeps getting is probation and a couple slaps on the wrist, some days in jail here and there. I mean, unless I heard it wrong, I don't think he's even done a week in jail. Even though he was sentenced to some of this other time, he seems to have gotten a lot of it suspended or dismissed, you know? I hope he smokes him from here to kingdom come, man.
You've completed probation. It was described as a successful completion of probation. I guess that's debatable whether it was successful or not, because apparently you didn't learn from your misconduct, didn't learn from
Obviously
the
not.
sanction. So in reality, probation is not successful at all. As part of that 2020 pre-sentence investigation report from Hudsonville, I also reviewed a sex risk assessment that was conducted. You were described as low risk. Obviously that was wrong. You know right from wrong. I mean, let's face it. You're mature, you're not youthful. This was done to youthful indiscretion. Low level of sanctions apparently don't work for you. This affects the quality of life for a community. It really does.
Yeah, it
So
does.
this needs to be sanctioned appropriately, especially when we have a repeat offender who, in spite of very reasonable treatment by the district court. In the misdemeanor file, 2446890, this is a 1-year misdemeanor charge. That's what you were convicted of. It's 365 days in the Ottawa County Jail. You must pay state costs, crime victim costs. And file number 889, this is the felony case. The aggravated indecent exposure. It is the sentence of this court that you be placed on probation for 36 months, 180 days in jail, credit for 30 days previously served. Must pay state costs, crime victim costs, and DNA fees that are required by statute. Attorney fee reimbursement of $300. The balance of the terms of probation will be on a written probation order that you will receive shortly. These are final sentences. You may file an application to the Court of Appeals regarding your conviction and sentence. If you're unable to hire an attorney, this court will appoint one to represent you at public expense. You need